Hi and welcome back. I'm Sean Spencer from NFN Coaching, and I keep forgetting to mention that if you're really enjoying this series and you're actually getting some value out of it, which is what I intend for actually creating this series for you, please do smash the like button and the subscribe and share it wherever you've got your biggest social media account. That really helped me out to just try and help as many people as possible from creating this series in a really easy to access type of format. Anyway, this one I'm going to go away from the happiness and the unhappiness bit finally. I've been promising that the last several episodes, but this one's actually to do with still upgrading your EQ, but in regard to what failure is, right? And how it really challenges you to grow the most. And the first thing you need to recognize is that failure is an event. It is not you. Okay. So many people, even myself in the past, I have attached the idea of failure to myself at times in the past. When I know this is not to be true, this is not actually true, I had failed to create a particular circumstance that I had in my mind's eye as to the way things should have or could have been. And I attached it too much to myself rather than understanding it was just the event. And that failure is actually not a bad thing. It's actually a fairly good thing because it means we're trying and it's challenging our stamina to be able to get up and try again and to grow in new and different ways that we weren't actually expecting in the original plan. Now, in this regard, I can now look back from the age of 41 and look at all the different things I've done over the years, the failures, the successes, and everything in between, and understand exactly how they fit and the lessons I needed to learn from those experiences in order to build what I'm building next. You know? And it's in that regard that uh, gives you a really great sense of contentment so that you can go, it's okay. I now know exactly what I did wrong back there. And so if I apply that lesson to what I need to do next, then I should have a lot better progress in my next project. You know, it's a case of when you first learn how to walk, you are a toddler and you are allowed, people actually give you the levity to stand up full, stand up full, stand up full until you actually learn how to walk, right? Unless you've got absolute nightmarish parents and stuff, which I did, but not to the extreme of telling me I can't walk. Um, you know, most parents will allow you to get up and walk. Okay? And you need to understand that that's part of it. And that's all failure of other levels really is the ability to stand up full, and try again until you walk, right? Or run, or leap, or whatever the case may be. Okay? If you're surrounded by people, or even just one or two, that are naysayers, that are challenging you, saying you're not going to be able to do that, you're not going to be able to achieve that, well, you've now got a really easy list to write out of, or to write out, of people you can either just not share the details of your life, or it's people that you can actually begin to cut out of your life altogether. Okay? Because miserable people love miserable company. Okay? And if you're actually going to be so bold to be your greatest best self and create amazing things while they sit there and complain, well, that's not that they don't want people like you in their life because it's showing them to be really lazy, okay? And they don't like being um, held in that regard. Who would? But you know, it's the thing of they don't like the label that obviously fits them, okay? And I mean, as it is, all labels are limitations. But um, in this particular regard, if they're telling you don't try that, you'll fail this, go do this over here, they're basically squashing your dreams, squashing your ambitions, or squashing anything else, or squashing your relationship, squashing your family dynamic, squashing a life choice. Okay, if they're doing that to you, it's because there's something within them that they do not feel free to be, right? Or they just don't want to be anything. Okay, that's their life experience. They can be completely free to experience the nothing that they're trying to be. Leave them to it. But if you're trying for something more, I'm here to tell you, let yourself be more. Grow into the person you wish to become. I can't tell you who to be. I can just help you in a way of letting you know that I'm just another person who had a hard time of it. And these are the strategies that have worked to overcome those challenges. It doesn't mean that every one of the things I say is going to be gold. you know, I'm human. I may say something that I'm unaware of. It may not actually be true in your particular regard, but it may fit someone else. The best I can do is my best, just like the best you can do is your best. And I invite you to do your best and feel free to do your and be your best. Just as if one of my children were to come up to me and say, Dad, I would like to try this thing over here. What do you think? I say, go for it. If the thing has sharp edges or something, I might say, just be careful of that sharp edge there, or something in that regard. Or I may say, go for it, try it. I'll let you know though, I actually tried that once before, and you have to be careful of this and this. Okay? And if you can find a way around those couple of things and stuff, even better. You know? Everything I ever wanted to teach my own children, I wanted them to be able to do better than I could ever do. Okay? And let them learn and encourage them to learn their own way. And if I have something to add to what their experience could be or is going to be or what they're aiming to be, then I'll add my experience not from a place of judgment, but from a place of love and care to say, take my extra knowledge, add it to your own. If it doesn't fit, feel free to discard it. Okay? If I, I'm getting older now, so there may be something I say to them and stuff where it's outdated, and it might come up as a funny thing and stuff where that their response is so instantaneous and stuff that it's like their version of "Dad, you're so old" kind of thing. Who knows? But if I don't share what I know when I think it's appropriate to share it and stuff, then I don't have a chance to add to their experience. I don't have a chance to enhance their experience if I could. If we all need the ability to have space to try and to fail and to try and succeed. We need that space. We don't need to be judged for it. We don't need to be harsh about it. Okay. And we don't even have to be blunt about it. There are people out there and stuff that think that they are so honest because they're so blunt and rude, when in actual fact they're just assholes and blunt. And a lot of the time when they say it like that, they don't really have anything to add. They're just being an ass. So, rudeness is really not called for and stuff, and it's not helpful. Okay, I just called them an ass, but like, call it as I see it sometimes. But if they're gonna be that, nothing's gonna stop them from being that. But if I see someone who's genuinely trying their best to be their best selves, to grow into their best selves, then I encourage that every single time. And I'd never call that type of person an ass, of course. But yeah, naysayers are miserable. They love miserable company, and they're a lot of the time they're waiting for someone to fail so they can tell them, they can be the first ones to say, "Oh, I told you so," which also isn't helpful. It just means that they're not going to try anything in their life, and it's going to confirm to them that they should not try anything in their life because this person just failed over here. Okay, they are so terrified that you got to remember though that inside that type of person is a scared, insecure child that never got nurtured, never got encouraged, and never felt vulnerable enough to share what their feelings, what they're feeling. When they were feeling inspired, they also got crushed. Okay, so it's not necessarily their fault that they're like that, but it's very difficult to change that type of persona. Okay, that type of persona has to want to change and grow out of that shell in order to become a nicer person. Okay, and it doesn't happen very often. I haven't seen it all that often, but as long as we understand that that's the case, then we can accept them as they are. We may give them a little bit of our time, but we'll reduce the quality of that time, the quality of the sharing that goes on, so that we don't have to listen to the negativity that goes on with those regards. But understand that we cannot change another person. Okay, we can accept them and love them as they are, and we can assist them when requested or offered, or like what I'm trying to do here, try to offer a bit of a guide as to letting people know that you can have traumatic experiences and still grow from them and be completely fully functional. Okay, and you can have great EQ, SQ, AQ, HQ, all of the everything working together to create great IQ that just tops it all off. Okay, every part of it is still a growth centric experience, except for those who are choosing not to grow. Okay, they have to choose growth first, they have to choose learning first before they'll ever have a chance of snapping out of it. So, anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Please hit that subscribe button and the like button and share where you can. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one.